the upside down American flag is simply a symbol of a nation in distress. Are we a nation in distress?
That is not really a signal of a nation in distress. It's generally, hey, I'm on a ship and we've just been boarded by pirates.
It's literally a symbol of a nation in distress. That's exactly what it means.
So will the liberals think that we're a nation in distress if Trump wins? Yes, they will. Will you then be okay?
Of course I will.
You will?
Well, what are you going to do? You're going to tell an American they can't symbolize what they think is a nation in distress?
First of all, let's be fair.
Wait a minute. Wait. I ain't Philip. I ain't Philip. You ain't gonna say, "Hey, Philip, give me an answer to a question." When the poor guy tries to speak, you say, "Stop." Here's the irony of the day. I'm listening to you and Philip. I get beat up all the time for interrupting callers too much. Yeah. You're the master. Are you kidding me? That poor guy, hey, Philip, tell me why. And then the poor Philip tries to answer. You said, stop it. I'm like, wait a minute. You just told him to tell you why.
Because he wasn't answering the question. I said,
he did answer the question.
No. I said, tell me why it's okay for Americans to co-opt the American flag for their personal political. It's using it for something that it should not be used for ever.
Why? Because you think that?
Because the United States flag code says so.
You're contradicting the flag code.
I'm sorry?
You're contradicting the flag code. Why don't you read the flag code?
I'm aware of the flag code.
Well, let me read it. Well, may I read it to you? The flag code, which, as you said, is not legally enforceable.
Exactly right. So it's
nonetheless,
all just a matter of preference. Go ahead.
But let's go with it. Let's go with the flag code. The flag code says the flag should never be displayed upside down, quote, except as a signal of dire distress. I mean, in instances of danger to life or property.
Do you think that means just our political distress? Do you really think that means that, Mike?
I think you don't know things are as bad as they really are.
I think things are exactly
I don't think you think they're as bad as they are.
I think things are exactly as bad as you and Philip and everybody. I will not have anyone suggest that my fealty to flag etiquette means that I kind of think that everything's okay in America.
Well, except you're wrong about the flag etiquette.
I am not. You find
read the flag code.
Distress does not mean you and I are upset because Biden is president. It doesn't.
I'm not just
because
Mark,
the borders are porous.
Mark,
doesn't mean that.
Mark, I'm not just upset that Biden is president. Why would you diminish what we're going through as a nation by marginalizing me that way? I'm not just upset that Biden is president. I am upset that they're putting a former president in jail. I'm president that illegals are killing and hurting cops. We are a nation. You don't think we're a nation in distress? Don't minimize this. Don't minimize. This isn't just a political statement, Mark.
It is not. It is the flag is never ours to use as our political statement. Never.
It's all we got. It's all we got.
We got our votes. It's all we got. We got Twitter. You put an upside down flag on Twitter, which I thought was awesome. I actually thought about doing the same thing, but I didn't want to confuse people because I am a hardliner on flag etiquette. But if it's a social media image, and in fact, 50,000 people more times will see your Twitter feed than an actual flag outside your house. It's a really arcane thing for me, and I understand that. I know I've got people who agree with me, people who agree with you. Probably not productive to go much further. I don't ever want any American to use the American flag, the literal one out front of your house, as a reflection of their
I hope everybody listening to us takes your flag and turns it upside down today. Because I mean, listen, I saw Pete Hegseth yesterday on Fox News. His new book has the flag upside down.
Which is fine, which is great. It's a book. It's a book cover. Absolutely. Pete's book is great, by the way. The War on Warriors. It's a great book.
I just think the clarity here matters, and I say this is in deference to you, and I say this with respect and love to you. I mean this. I'm not trying to be patronizing. No. I really don't think you think it's as bad as it is. I really mean that.
You know, I'm really going to be honest with you. I love you, but you are so full of it. Because don't, and I'm going to tell you, and you should know better, quite frankly, that I am a hard liner on flag etiquette. My position is that no American should ever use the actual American flag as a reflection of even their distress, which I share 100% over what's going on in the country, what's going on in the world. No, Never. That's
Well,
the hard line that I have.
what-
You don't have it. You just literally a few minutes ago said it's okay if the entire island of Manhattan puts their American flags upside down when Trump wins.
I didn't
What?
say it's okay. That's a false equivalency. What
Yes,
in the
you
world?
did.
First of all,
Yes,
they
you
don't own.
did.
First of all, they don't own flags. But I mean, here's a good point.
Completely right.
And on my text line, and I'm sure yours is blowing up too. But here's a legitimate question from Oklahoma. Under what condition?
How bad would it have to get?
No.
I don't
Under
flipping
what
know.
condition would you be okay with it?
Russian tanks on Main Street and Grapevine. I don't know.
I mean,
Just,
words
come on,
words
let's
really
not invent stuff.
words really do matter. And you said
so do flag rules. So does flag
and you.
etiquette.
I know,
Absolutely.
and I'm going by the flag rules. But you did.
Now, Mike, that's another thing I'm going to make
I'm
you stop
reading
doing.
the
I'm
flag
going to-
code.
Get somebody.
Are we a nation in distress
get
or not?
Somebody from the American Legion now. Get somebody who actually are protectors of. There's no enforcement, but just the keepers of the concept of flag etiquette, and you are dead wrong about this.
No, I'm not.
As you
I'm
are,
not wrong
as
because you say
as
I
you
am.
are in
and
Maryland,
and
as you are
Philip's
in
not
Maryland.
wrong because Phillips. So you think
Then
Philip's wrong? I mean,
let's
at the
not
end of the
gather a
day,
bunch of callers. Let's gather actual flag etiquette people.
But
just
what I-
Google it, whatever. and
but
just
what I
find
do-
anybody.
But what I do want to remind you is you literally said you want to turn the flag upside down simply because Biden is president. And that is your egregious day today. That's the mistake you're making.
No, okay, here's the thing. And you're right. It is not just because. I mean, because of all the things. Wouldn't you say that all of the things that have placed us in distress are his fault? So pardon
Well,
that phraseology as my device.
Chuck
of
Schumer,
saying-
Maxine
good point,
Waters,
Nancy
Ilhan
Pelosi.
Omar. I
Sure,
mean,
sure.
you
Because
bet, you bet.
Democrat rules. So now, speaking of Democrats, which I suppose I thought you shared my revulsion for, tell me why you want a Democrat senator to win in Maryland.
I don't, and I will tell you that I'm not as agitated on your position with the Larry Hogan thing as I am the flag. But because you make obviously, and incidentally, not for nothing. Of course, your arguments are compelling about the flag. I get your absolution.
I totally get you too. I get you.
But we do.
Please, of course.
We do. Let's not. But I mean, in terms of desecrating the flag, burning the flag, I get it. I get where you're going with it. I really do feel that we are upside down. We're in a place right now where we've never experienced anything like this. They're going to try to put him in prison. You understand, Mark? The only way he doesn't go to jail, maybe it's only a month, maybe it's 3 months, maybe it's 6 months, but the only way Judge Merchan will give him any saving, grace at all is if Merchan makes the calculation that will backfire even more and it'll help get him elected. That's the only way.
Shouldn't he have done? I think you're totally right about that. Shouldn't he have done that already, or is it only jail? The notion of a heavy iron door clanging behind him that would really make him think this is going to backfire and hurt the Democrat Party that I love.
I don't think they expected the backlash. You think they thought they'd see $400 million or whatever it is in donations?
No.
Mark, I mean, that's never been done before. Remember then they were all excited about the Radio City Music Hall event a few months ago? They got $23 million. That's chump change to this fundraising trend.
Crazy.
I mean, it's crazy. And people, I mean, speaking of Trump parades in Manhattan and New Hampshire, think something is happening. I don't think they saw this coming. Do you? I don't think they thought it would be like this.
And I love it. And we're sitting here in this bubble, this moment of time. And I pray we can keep this angst alive, keep this the kind of passion that makes people want to flip their flags. I hope it makes them want to go to the polls. I hope it makes them want to go and bring 47 friends and just do that. And it's funny because it is a long time. In a way, it's a hiccup of time, but it's still 150-ish days to November 5th. But here comes the sentencing on July 11th. Here comes
4 days before the convention.
The debate on June 27th. We're doing a debate. I just heard about your debate plans.
Yep. We're going to Atlanta.
And colleagues are going to be in a big viewing thing in Atlanta.
We need to figure out how to connect your event you're doing it over at the one of my favorite places, Studio Grill. Oh my gosh, I love Studio Movie Grill, and that'll be a terrific event. Everybody needs to come out and see you and be a part of that. And you know what we need to do because Seb Gorka, Hugh Hewitt and I are going to be in Atlanta, right across the street from the venue, for a big listening viewing party there. How cool is that? But we need to connect your event with ours. You know what I mean? We need to do like a
wave at each other through Zoom,
like the Jerry Lewis telethon. Let's go to Piqua, Ohio. There's Mark Davis out in Piqua.
Help everybody out, because in Maryland, an infuriating rhino squish who can't even bring himself to criticize the Trump verdict, Republican Larry Hogan, is up against Democrat Angela Alsobrooks. This is a no-brainer. Of course the Republican Party helps him win. It might be how'd you like to lose the Senate majority, the opportunity of the Senate majority, because we got our bee in our bonnet about Larry Hogan.
Well,
any Republican is always better than any Democrat.
I think it comes down to macro versus micro. And let me first of all reaffirm your point. Of course, we got to win the Senate. And if we lose because of that race, we're going to look back at that and say, what in the heck was that all about? Now, here's what we got to deal with. When Laura Trump or Trump himself put themselves in a position of offering financial support to a Larry Hogan, then they have to explain to the base, why are you turning around and supporting a guy who stabs you in the back? Larry Hogan, like you said, is a squish. He's a never Trumper.
He doesn't have an answer. Isn't it an easy answer to prevent a Democrat from winning? Period. Paragraph. Next question.
I got it. But will the money simply guarantee his election? I don't know. He can do whatever he wants. He's going to be a thorn in Trump's side. But big picture, you're right. We need the win. I mean, he ought to do the right thing. How hard is it for this guy to do what Guy Benson should be doing by now?
How hard is it for any of them? You and I have chronicled this for years. Why can't these people just pull their heads out and realize something?
Because it's personal to them, because they can't get Trump out of their brains. He has poisoned them, and they just can't stand him. And it's just a personal, visceral level. They don't think about the good of the country. They don't think about policy achievements. They don't think about making the country better, making America great again, and it frustrates me. But nonetheless, I tend to agree with you in terms of, hey, of course we got to take that seat. We've got to get the Senate back. We got to think. But see, there's also a quiet confidence that we will, with or without RNC money for Larry Hogan, we're going to win. We're going to win big. I mean, have you seen some of this? Now let me really step in it. Yep. So every poll suggests Trump is going to win.
Yep.
Over and over again. The swing states, look at these battleground states. My gosh.
Arizona,
Virginia?
Michigan, absolutely.
And then along comes November 5th, and he loses. Who's going to accept that outcome, Mark?
No.
Who's going to accept that outcome? You think 2020 was contentious? Yeah. What is this country going to look like if all this time Trump's ahead, there's momentum, but it's like 2020 all over again? Trump was campaigning, recovering from the hospital bed in COVID with packed arenas. Biden's got 6 people honking their horn in a Walmart parking lot, and he won. Oh, imagine we didn't accept the outcome. What's 2024 going to be like? Oh, my Lord. I don't even that keeps me up at night. Doesn't it you? I mean,
it does.
He's got to win.
When people, they get Republicans on the set at some cable show or another, and they say, will you accept the results of 2024? I say, well, let me see them. And I don't even mean let me see who wins. I mean, let me see if anything seems curious or if anything seems rotten in Denmark or Pennsylvania. I'll accept a result that seems valid. But what you've described is, again, if things continue the way they are now, by what metric? I don't want to underestimate the degree to which Democrats will crawl on broken glass to beat Trump, because the hate factor for them, and even the never-Trumpers, is palpable. But boy, this guy, if he is the nominee and just checking in every day, you still greater than 50-50 believe that they're going to ditch Biden at the convention?
They have to, Mark. They have to.
I know they do, too. It seems
how about this Hunter Biden trial? Jill Biden shows up like a mafia wife. With pressure. You don't think that was a message? During jury selection, the first lady was there?
Yeah.
And do you know what?
She doesn't get to go?
Oh, well, she gets to go. She's making a statement. Are you kidding me? The president's wife is showing up for jury selection and making sure those jurors see her?
If Barron Trump, God forbid, is on trial for something terrible in 10 years, Melania shows up. We're gonna bag on her too.
Have you read what Hunter Biden has said about his stepmom?
I know.
Oh boy. Oh my goodness. You talk. Listen, I thought the Gallaghers put the diss in functional. We're leave it to Beaver compared to the Bidens, and we ain't leave it to Beaver. Oh my gosh, you want some light reading? Go look up what Hunter Biden said about Jill Biden, Dr. Jill Biden. Oh boy. I mean,
times, man.
There's a C word, and it's not Countess or Contessa.
It's not,
My goodness, not Contessa. My gosh, he was
never for the last 5 minutes and for our first 5 minutes. I have never loved you more.
I love you too. Happy Tuesday. Happy Flag Day.
It is. What day is Flag Day?
It's coming up.
What day is it?
It's
Mr.
coming
Flag etiquette. I know it is. It's June. No, it's June.
Oh, I guarantee you, Mr. Flag expert knows what it is. Go ahead, smarty pants.
No. I'm not doing this to humiliate you. You've done enough of that yourself.
June 15th.
It's June 14th.
Oh, 14th. Whoops. I'm sorry.
Which is also whose birthday? And how awesome is this?
Donald Trump?
Of course.
Well, wait a minute.
Isn't that the best? His birthday is
on Flag
Day.
It's perfect. Well, God's on our side. And by the way, one more wrinkle in the flag debate, since we're not quite done with it yet.
No,
a text.
Really
I know we're over time.
Wow, I thought I was.
Ask Mark, who is the flag absolutionist, what does he think about the way they put the blue line to honor the law enforcement communities on flags?
That's a totally
the blue
fair
stripe.
Question. Totally fair question. I love it as an online posting. I love it as I love it as a shirt. I love it as a thing.
You don't love it as a flag.
If you're flying the thing, I may have to work on that.
Well, hey, you're consistent.
If you've changed because then you've kind of changed it into something.
But I love those flags. I love those blue stripes.
If you're on 35, I do too. I love it with all my heart. And is that really at that point you kind of
Mr. Flag absolutionist? I don't know.
Absolutist I don't know if when I drive to UNT in Denton, there's a Texas flag and it's all green, shades of green, and I don't know what I think about that. So I mean, I love it in a way because mean green. Right,
I like absolutionist better. Abolitionist.
It's a combination. I got to roll. I love
Happy
you, man.
Tuesday.
Thank
Goodbye.
you.
I love
Mike
you.
Gallagher here for you. 10 a.m., 660 a.m. The Answer.